Let's take all of Paris Hilton's money and give it to this little man who sells pencils down at the end of my street almost every day, almost 365 days in the year. How much money does Paris Hilton have? I don't know. Does she have $1 billion? I don't know. Maybe she only has $500 million. Let's say she's got $200 million. Okay. Let's take that $200 million and give it to Hollywood. He calls himself Hollywood. He sells pencils and he sings. And he's almost always cheery, and he says it's his job to lift people's spirits and make them laugh. And he calls the girls Marilyn, as in Marilyn Monroe. And he calls the guys Robert, as in Robert Redford. He's a lot of the kids today don't know who Robert Redford is. Perhaps to change that anyway. He's got a number of diseases, so he's quite deformed. I know he got a new kidney. This woman who he calls his sister offered her kidney to him last year, so he wouldn't die, which is awesome. And I'm sure he gets to government assistance. He's not able to walk very well. He limps. He sits on his legs all day or cross-legged on the sidewalk. It's cold here where we live. And he's quite deformed in his face, unfortunately. And his eyesight isn't very good. But to hire him would be unlikely. Someone would not hire him because he looks, just for purposes of this vlog, a little frightening, a little gnomish, kind of hunchbackish, quite deformed face. And someone a couple of years ago gave him a cell phone and pays for the monthly cell phone fee because, you get to know him. He's a very likable person. And it's so damn cold. And I think this man, he told me, this man said, if you're ever, if it's a snowstorm and you're stuck and you can't get home, or I think he is at he has a little apartment downtown. I know that for sure. And he does sell the pencils and sings all day on the street. And so this man gave it to him, so if he was stuck, whatever. So the reason I'm making this vlog is because I've heard a number of people, and I've been guilty of it as well, walking by Hollywood and making a comment when they see the cell phone. Like, oh, ha, 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 what a joke. You see, this guy's begging on the street and he's got a cell phone, for God's sake. And I've been guilty of it when, say, I was feeling really squeezed and, I say broke, but my broke is I live in a home and I have heat and a nice bed every night and I have everything. So I've been guilty of it. Like, oh, God, Hollywood, I don't have any cash on me today. I gave all my cash to the AA meeting I went to. I don't have any extra. So, but anyway, I've heard quite a few people make a comment, so justifying not sharing. And do I believe in charity? No, I don't. I do believe in compassion and common sense, and people helped me out when I was having a hard time. So in a practical way, does a bit of money help people? Yeah, sure it does. But let's not stop. Take our eye off the ball here. The ball is the current money system. We need a new ball to play this game. And so that's what we need to do. But in the meantime, does it help people? Charity doesn't change things, I believe, in an effective, lasting way. Does it help people kind of in the moment? Sometimes get some food. Sometimes I'm sure you, like me, sometimes give someone food if you don't have any cash. So yes, it helps. So, I'm really sad to hear people talk about Hollywood like that, and like I say, myself in my own head, stop that thought. Stop all thoughts. And it's not his fault that he's in that situation. It sucks. Let's just look at it. And anyway, so I came up with this great idea. Why doesn't Paris Hilton give half of her money, or yeah, I said all of her money. Why doesn't she give half of her money to Hollywood? That would really help him. He would get a lovely home to live in, and new clothes and comfort and lots of food for his cat. He often doesn't have food for his cat. And he would get all the medical attention he needed, and he would get peace of mind, and he wouldn't have to sit on the street, although I'm sure he would do something anyway like that, because I think he actually enjoys being out and being with people. And I'm not picking on Paris for any reason other than she kind of, well, she has a lot of money, so, and she kind of personifies the opposite of what Hollywood does. She's physically beautiful, and he is disturbing to look at. She has power and wealth and fame, and he has none of these things, nor hope for them. She's kind of dripping with sexuality, and I'll leave it at that, dripping in sexuality, and Wayne would be kind of the opposite. You would want to stay away from him physically until you get to know him. And she has incredible, opulence, and he has the corner of a street which is hard and cold. So I thought it would be a really good idea. And instead of thinking how ridiculous this is, this notion, I don't see why we couldn't do that. In fact, she could do it, and it wouldn't change her life. Isn't that amazing? She could give half her money to Hollywood and change this person's life completely, empower him. And, we say, well, money isn't everything. It's not going to empower him and change him on the inside. It would empower him quite a bit. To have some movement. I mean, to get a computer, take a course on how to use the computer. Open up the whole world, in fact. So I disagree. I think it would empower him greatly. Perhaps he could even travel, and it wouldn't change her life at all. She'd still have incredible wealth and fame and the ability to make more money. See, Hollywood doesn't have that ability, besides selling pencils, so I'm making a few dollars. So she has the ability to replace that, millions and millions of dollars, fairly easily. I'm not saying it's without effort or work. Sure, it is effort and work. And I don't hate her. I don't hate this person at all. I don't know her, and we're equal. In fact, the funny thing is, when you look into it, actually what we are is a bunch of codes. We're substance, there's cells and DNA, and within our DNA are codes. We're codes, numbers and codes. And the world's a little bit upside down right now, in which we value some life more than other life, and that's absurd. So people, you should really watch your thoughts. They're bullshit. What are you going to do when you get to the other side? And then you find out, oh, so Paris Hilton and Hollywood were actually equal. They're made of the same shit. They're made of the same stuff. The rest is thoughts. Who are we in all that? We're acting like robots. So perhaps that's what we are. If you don't like the sound of that, maybe you should stop acting like a robot. Because a robot says that she's more deserving than this gentleman that sits on my street corner. Only a robot says that. So, if you want to know who and what you are, investigate Destiny I process. Thank you.